how are you doing? This is Martin from Gardens for Life. In this video I'm going to show you the difference between making seedlings with soil blockers versus conventional plastic trays. Well, you know, there are advantages and disadvantages to both methods. Either using the soil blockers for its better quality seedlings, and especially because they're air pruned, all of the roots basically just get air pruned instead of actually pot bound and circling inside of the plastic pots. But also you can fit more seedlings in a smaller space, and you don't ever have to replace plastic trays because you're not using them. But at the same time, plastic trays are also good, and in certain applications they're actually better. We'll try the soil blocker first, and I'll just show you that here. So we got our small soil blockers in the post the other day from Fruit Hill Farm. Thank you, Fruit Hill Farm. By the way, this video is not sponsored by anybody. These are just soil blockers that we bought ourselves for our own purpose with our own money. You can see here there's 5 compartments in this one. This is the 38mm one, and they're quite noisy when they haven't been used before. I have to admit, I did have to try last night, but it was too dark to film, so I've already made a couple of trays here. Look at these ones here. You can tell how there's air gaps in between the seedlings, and here's even some of the micro blocks as well. Just giving those a try. We also have a 50mm one, which is 4 compartments. You can see the little dimples there. That's actually what creates the little space to put the seed into. And we have the little micro one, which can be used to make tiny micro blocks, and then you can select them, insert them into the larger ones, for example the 50mm ones. And you have these little blocks you can replace the dimples with. Alright, let's give it a try. First thing we're going to use is some kind of a tray, like this one for example, or a wooden one with something with a solid bottom, and so that you can fairly stomp compost into it like this. Sorry, like this. So this is the kind of substrate we use. It is Proline pot ground, that's what it's called, and we simply put some of it into a tray like this one. Fairly dry, but slightly moist already, so it won't stick that way. So we'll just put a little bit of water into it. I'll just show you here, just a tiny bit of water. Okay, that probably will do it, and then we'll mix it through. Until we get the right consistency. It's a bit like baking a cake or something like that, or maybe making a bread. Although it's kind of more like cupcakes, I guess, because you're making lots of little ones. Alright, that's still not wet enough. See that way? That's not really quite sticking together. So we put in a little bit more water. Alright, let's mix that through. Oh, that looks pretty good now. You can tell how it's kind of sticking together. Alright, that looks good. Put it back up here on the table. So, we'll try using the 50mm one. Actually, I'll use the other one. Here, this is the one with 38mm. I like that for size of seedling. You have to very compact it. Okay. That's okay. And then we simply push it out and pull it at the same time. Alright. That's what it looks like. Let's do a few more, and then we'll show you how to put seeds in them. that will do for demonstrational purposes. We'll just put it over here. And we'll just find a few seeds to put into it. We'll take some of this kohlrabi. Okay, we'll take some of these seeds here, just a few, and we'll simply drop them down into these little tiny dimples. And then we'll cover them all. We could actually just push down on them like this, I guess, or we could just cover them lightly with a tiny bit of extra compost. As you can see, there are air gaps between the seedlings, and that is the key why these are actually better quality seedlings when they grow. Because look, you can even pick one of these up. It's just, that's what a soil block looks like. And the roots will come out of each side of the soil block. The main advantage really is that you end up with more seedlings in a small space too. Because have a look here. If you take, for example, a 9-cell tray, look, that takes up as much space. You can put 2 into one of these, look. Basically you only get 9 plants out of it in the end. I know they're a bit bigger, well maybe about twice the size, but at the same time, look, you get 20 soil block seedlings into the same space, and I guarantee you these ones will actually take off quicker than these ones will from a seedling point of view. And we'll give that a try actually later on in the year, and we'll see which ones actually will grow into a better quality seedling. But mostly because the roots end up coming out of all angles here, instead of just kind of circling and then going down into the bottom. So these soil blockers aren't too expensive. They're about €25 each for the small version, and there is also a professional version you can get, which is this one here. It's on a long handle, and it makes 20 soil blocks, 38mm each. So it will basically make exactly this many soil blocks, so 4 times as many as the small one. You kind of have more power this way, more leverage as well, by using having a big handle at the top here. But if you're only doing a few hundred seedlings for your own home garden every year, well then the professional version, the big one, is probably not worthwhile for you to get. But all these small ones here, oh that's loud. This hasn't been used yet, it's new. These smaller soil blockers are well worth getting, I think. On to these ones here. We'll give a conventional plastic tray a try. You just fill it up with compost. I'm just using the same compost as I was using for the soil blocker because I don't have any other one for the moment. Well, you can see, not to compact it too much, but just pushing it lightly. And then you can kind of just brush it off the top here, just to level it. Okay, that's it. It's quick. You get 9 seedlings out of it. So then we'll bring these over to our seedling table. Okay, so here we'll make a few dimples like this. Not too deep. You don't want to put seeds too deep, because when you think about it, in nature seeds only ever fall on top of the soil, and they never really get dug down into the ground. So what we'll do is we'll just take some of this Siberian kale will do fine. And then all you need to do is very simple. You just do this. Kind of brush over the top and just cover them lightly with soil, just a millimeter or 2, so they don't dry out. And that's it. So here's your 2 methods. And yeah, there's advantages to both, as I said, and we'll be using both methods going forward, depending on what kind of seedlings we're growing, whether it's vegetables or even sometimes we're even growing trees and all kinds of different perennial flowers and perennial vegetables too, and even tubers. But for growing starting seeds, I think the soil blocker is really good, especially for certain plants, or most plants anyway. They're very suitable. But it's just another way to do it. I think we'll go to about 50% of our seedlings will be grown from soil blockers from now on. Although we're only starting, so we're only new to the soil blockers as well. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. And please like and subscribe. And please give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. Thanks a million. All the best. Bye bye.